I bought my very first house in 2025. It was a surreal moment for me. It felt like I had made it, and I'm still really proud of the decision that I made. But to be very clear, there were several things that I was unaware of when it came to buying a home that I want to share with you all today. In this video, we're going over what I wish I knew before I had bought a house. Let's get into it. Most people focus on whether they can afford the mortgage, but owning a home is so much more than just a monthly payment. It's an ongoing set of costs and responsibilities that continue long after move-in day. Now, one of the first things that caught me off guard was property tax. Now, I knew that it existed, but I didn't realize how much of an impact it would have on our monthly budget. Now, to be fair, I have one of the highest tax rates in my entire county, so it seems like an unfortunate exception for me. But my property tax is over $330 for a home that is under $400,000. For my area and for my state, that is a really high tax rate. And it's something that I was hoping would be $100 or $200 less than it actually ended up being. And that is something that even after the mortgage is paid off, I'm going to continue to pay every single month. Property taxes vary widely depending on location, home value, and local tax rates. And unlike your mortgage payment, they can change over time. If your home's assessed value goes up, or if local tax rates increase, your monthly housing costs can rise even if your loan payment stays the same. It's one of those expenses that quietly grows in the background. Another thing that I didn't fully think through was servicing contracts. Things like HVAC maintenance plans, security systems, pest control, internet, all of those things really add up hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single month. And I wasn't really thinking about those when I first started looking for a home and thinking about my budget to buy a house. When something breaks in a rental, you call the landlord. When you own a home, you either fix it yourself or pay for service contracts and repairs. Many homeowners sign up for recurring services just to avoid expensive surprise breakdowns. And while they can be helpful, they're an additional monthly or yearly cost that many first time buyers don't budget for. Now, something else that surprised me was the yard. And yes, I understand that houses come with yards, but my HOA is supposed to include lawn maintenance, and they just haven't done a good job at all. So I had to spend a couple of $1,000s on a nice lawnmower and lots of other expenses to keep the yard looking nice. We bought an irrigation system, and that was a ton of money as well. So a lot of expenses that I wasn't really thinking of that popped up pretty immediately. Yard maintenance includes mowing, trimming, fertilizing, watering, and seasonal cleanup. And depending on the size of your yard, you might also need equipment like a mower, trimmer, leaf blower, or even professional landscaping services. What seems like a simple, nice backyard can turn into regular weekend work or an ongoing expense if you outsource it. Thankfully for me, with buying a new build, I haven't had many of the broken doorknobs or hinges that need replaced or any of those older house type things. But I know that this is another thing that many people struggle with and don't really plan for. Individually, these repairs aren't expensive, but they happen often enough that you either need to learn basic DIY skills or be ready to call a handyman. Over time, these small fixes become a consistent part of home ownership. Now, one crucial lesson is that you need a home emergency fund. This can be as a part of your typical emergency fund, but when things go wrong with your home, they typically aren't going to be cheap, and oftentimes they're going to need to be fixed right away. Unlike budgeting for groceries or bills, home repairs are unpredictable. Your air conditioner might go out in the middle of summer. Your roof might leak right after a storm, or an appliance might suddenly need replacing. Having cash set aside specifically for home emergencies can make a huge difference in how stressful those situations feel. Now, one thing that people don't talk about enough is time. Everyone talks about the cost of owning a home being the monetary value, But if you have something going on and you need to be in the yard or fixing something inside, it can cost you time through your weekend or your evenings. And that's something that, like I said, isn't talked about enough. Even if you're not spending money, you're often spending time maintaining the yard, handling repairs, managing service appointments, doing home improvement projects. It's all a part of the trade off that comes with home ownership. So looking back, what did I wish that I knew before buying a house? Number one was just the expectation of the property tax. Obviously, I knew what the property tax was before I ended up buying the house and I had to sign off on that. But just coming into the process of buying a house, I wish I understood a little bit better how property taxes can fluctuate in one area of a city versus another area of a city. I wish I had planned better for servicing contracts and maintenance, allocating hundreds of dollars every single month to those programs. And I definitely underestimated how much time yard upkeep and upkeep inside the house, as far as cleaning, would take as well. Now, none of these things make home ownership a bad decision. You just want to be fully aware of them before you go and buy yourself. Because the more you understand upfront, the less surprises you'll have later. If you're thinking about buying a home, what part makes you most unsure about it? Let me know down in the comments. If you already have a house, what was the biggest cost to you after you moved in that you weren't ready for? Let me know down in the comments. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos on home ownership or just how money systems actually work. I really appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one.